You're not actually going to try and slay me or anything, right? Because I wouldn't if I were you.
Okay. I'm ready to go back.
I will long for your return, but it will give me time to reflect on what I am. We will meet again.
Everything goes dark.
And you die.
Whew.
You're on a path in the woods.
Round and round.
Again and again.
And round we go. Where she stops. We know, actually. She stops in the same place, fused into a big, gucky, living puddle of a mess with every other version of herself.
Oh, she's cleaning up. Does it bring more vessels?
I mean, it's more pleasant to look at when the hands are sticking out and it's not like 15 mouths and like 8 pairs of cleavage and all kinds of squishy, stretched faces.
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
And partially stabbed. That's a... Killing a princess seems kind of bad, though, doesn't it?
Does it? Are you a monarchist? Is slaying a princess that much worse than slaying a fisherman or a miller or a seamstress? If anything, slaying a princess is much better than slaying a seamstress. Seamstresses contribute something of value to society.
Damn! My man said, fuck Buckingham.
Damn.
We are in Canada after all. And do I get some sort of reward then?
Yes, but you'll have to slay her before you get it.
Can't you get someone else to do this?
Unfortunately, you're the only one who can pull this off. I don't make the rules. I wish I did, but I don't.
Maybe the only reason she's gonna end the world is because she's locked up?
While I appreciate the mental exercise, we are running up against a bit of a ticking clock. Nevertheless, let me assure you, the princess is locked up because she's dangerous. She is not dangerous because she's locked up. And before you decide to waste even more of our time by asking how I know that, let me suggest a more pragmatic lens through which to view this situation. Causality doesn't matter here, because the end result is the same no matter what led us up to this point. If the princess leaves the cabin, the world will end, and there is no changing that. It's no use arguing semantics over a metaphorical chicken or egg, because the egg is hatched and it's about to ruin everything. Unless, of course, you do your job and slay her.
So far we've seen that giving him what he wants leads to nothing. Giving her what she wants leads to nothing, but then the mirror, which is actually a thing. But technically, in both cases, the world seems to end either way. So, yeah.
I'm gonna try to find different finalities.
Well, is there any version of events that doesn't lead back to the mirror? I bet not. Have you considered maybe I'm okay with the world ending?
Of course I haven't. Why would I even consider that? Nobody wants the world to end.
Talk for you.
I mean, maybe some people do, like nihilists, or very, very evil people, but...
Surely you're not one of those, right?
Right?
I don't want to link the fire. That's my prerogative. Yeah.
The age of dark. You want to hang out with a bunch of fucking bad breath ass primordial serpents for the rest of your life, bro?
You can sing songs.
I mean, you could probably teach Framped falsetto.
Yeah.
What the fur? Okay. And if I just say I'm not doing it?
Are you serious? No, you have to do it.
Look, I'll go and talk to her, and if she's as bad as you say, then maybe I'll slay her, but I'm not committing to anything until I've had the chance to meet her face to face.
Then I guess we'll just have to see what happens. But a word of warning. If you go in prepared to hear her out, she could easily trap you in her web of lies. And the more you listen to her honeyed words, the harder it'll be to pull yourself out. Then each and every one of us is doomed.
There's so many of us.
So sure, go, talk to her. See how that turns out for all of us. You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within.
There we go. How does it look?
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is a blade is your implement. You take the blade from the table. It'd be rather difficult to slay the princess and save the world without it. The door to the basement her voice carries up the stairs.
Who's there?
She sounds dangerous. It's almost as if she's the one in charge down here.
Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation.
Hi!
Don't be a stranger. It's been so long since I've had any visitors. Come on down.
Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world?
Focus on the task at hand.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
No.
Then drop the knife.
We should. It'll go a long way to building trust with her. Don't you dare. It's fine. We can decide what we want to do after we talk to her. Maybe she really is a monster, but killing someone in cold blood isn't very becoming of us.
Hold up.
You ignore the trembling in your hands and tighten your grip on the blade.
You poor thing. Your hands are shaking. Are you scared of me? Because you should be.
You step forward, your grip on the blade tightening as you steel your resolve.
I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason, right? And if that knife is the only weapon you have, you'll have to get close enough to use it. So, you should just drop it. Best not to risk finding out what I can do.
She's unarmed. If you hesitate now, it'll be too late. End this.
Besides, what are you gonna do? Stab me?
Right.
Person who got stabbed.
I'm sorry, can we just talk?
You're so close. Don't give up. You've come this far. No, this is a good idea. Maybe we can de-escalate things.
Oh, threatened, are we? You poor thing. Drop the knife, and of course we can talk.
I'm not dropping the blade.
Then I'm not talking to you.
Fine then. I guess we're at an impasse.
Squint at the princess while holding onto the blade.
You stare at the princess, squinting. She squints back. The two of you are going to do this forever, aren't you?
Are you sure you don't want to talk? Or...
Squint harder.
You squint even harder. So does she. At least nobody's dying right now. You're going to have to make a choice. You can't keep squinting forever. Eventually, someone is going to have to blink.
Drop the blade.
The blade tumbles out of your trembling hands and drops to the floor with an unceremonious clang.
Oh.
Thank you. Maybe now we can just talk.
Against your better judgment, you step forward to speak with the princess face to face. Unarmed. We'll be fine. I don't know what you're hoping to accomplish here, but I can assure you there's no reasoning with her. Just make sure you don't forget about the blade on the floor. You're going to need it.
So here we are. What an awkward start to a relationship.
Relationship?
I mean, everything is a relationship. Two things existing have a relationship.
Yes, they do, if you want to go that way.
It's a broad word, isn't it?
It is very broad. It implies a minimal level of success for every attempt. Or even existence.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Oddly comforting.
A relationship. Or we could just go right back to step one. How do I get you out of here?
I'm here because you're supposed to end the world.
What's your name?
She hesitates before answering.
You can address me as Your Royal Highness, or Her Majesty. Any honorific should do, really.
Seriously?
Damn. Sama?
Still holding on?
Ojo-sama?
Note the lack of detail. You can't trust her.
Okay. Alright. There's people who think you're trying to end the world. What do you have to say about that?
Don't just tell her that.
That's cute. Do you believe that? Do you think I'm some sort of monster? If I'm supposed to be capable of ending the world, then how did I wind up here, chained to a wall? Have they told you why I'm allegedly so dangerous?
What are you going to do if I let you out of here?
I was hoping you'd tell me.
Ending the world seems like an awful lot for just one person to do. I wouldn't even know where to start.
I believe her. She doesn't have to know how to destroy the world to be capable of doing it.
At the end of the day, whatever the two of us have going on down here is about trust. Whoever sent you to slay me claimed I was a threat to the world, but they didn't tell you why. That doesn't sound right to me. And I don't think it sounds right to you either. Otherwise, we'd be killing each other instead of talking.
Well, I'd be doing the killing.
She has a point. There's a reason I've been telling you to question the situation, and there's a reason you've listened.
So, I could tell you that I'd lead a quiet life in the woods, or that I'd open an orphanage, or that I'd do any other number of good things that I'm sure you think you want to hear. But you don't really know me, do you? What can my word possibly be worth in a situation like this?
She's right about one thing. Her word isn't worth anything.
Like I said, it's all about trust. Blind trust. So do you trust me, the prisoner, the victim, the princess clearly incapable of ending the world? Or do you trust whoever put me here?
She's wrong. This isn't about trust. This is about risk. We stand to lose everything, all for the sake of one person, and a subjugating monarch, no less.
A relationship. Are you coming on to me?
How long have you been down here?
Too long.
Too long. Too long.
And how would I get you out of here?
You can't. Don't bother.
I'm guessing you don't have the key then. I'm sure there's a key somewhere around here, and if there isn't... well, we can always put that knife to good use.
Her sharp eyes settle on the edge of the blade. She isn't suggesting what I think she's suggesting, right? She is. I'm sure of it.
Do you need a new mouse cursor?
Are you coming on to me?
Don't jump to any weird conclusions. We're two
There you
people
go.
who have met each other. By
Oh.
definition, we have a relationship.
Oh! Oh, is that not exactly what I said?
That's exactly what you said.
Okay, we've talked.
Oh, have you decided what to do with me?
You know why you're here.
Slay the princess. I'm getting you out of here. Examine the chains.
I'm gonna keep you locked up down here, at least for a bit. We can get to know each other better while I decide what to do. Okay, what if we look at those chains?
Oh, you have to be kidding me. You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
If you don't have the key, maybe you should go looking for it. I'm sure it's somewhere upstairs.
Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabin.
And if there isn't a key, do you have any ideas beside me cutting you out of here?
I'm gonna check upstairs. Maybe the key's still lying around somewhere up there, and if not, maybe I can at least find something to break you free.
I'll be here.
You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top
I
of
was
the
wondering.
stairs slams shut.
Yeah.
You hear the click of a lock sliding into place.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay. Fuck you, you're down there.
Is someone else here?
Hey, let me out of here!
Your shouts and pleas are met with silence. You're here to slay the princess, and you won't leave until the task is done. You try the door, but it's locked from the outside.
That's how it be.
I'll repeat myself once again. You're here to slay the princess, and you won't leave until the task is done.
Return to the bottom of the stairs.
You make your way back to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd simply slain her like you were supposed to.
You start a game, and there's a sassy-ass narrator and a sassy-ass princess, and they're both giving you tood.
Yep.
What do you do? Like, the weird homunculus is the only thing not giving you tood, because it's staring into the infinity.
Easier for whom? Easier for everyone.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they? The knife. Pick it up and cut me out of here.
You won't like what happens if you do that.
Save the princess.
Against
Oh.
your better judgment, you place the blade against the princess's arm, just above the massive, unyielding chain. You cut into her flesh. The blade is sharp, and you make quick work of it. Before long, you're able to crack through bone, and she pulls the bleeding stub of her arm through the iron gauntlet.
Okay, that's one way to do it. It's pretty hard to get through the sinew, but... You know, I remember one time I was wondering how come, like, slitting your wrist is lethal, but, like, a complete arm being sliced off is survivable.
Okay.
And I think I think what I remember was that, like, because it's such an extreme removal, the body can, like, go into shock, tense up, and, like, you can't and like actually start, like, the flow can be slowed to a degree, though it won't be easy, but, like, it'll actually start trying to it'll let you survive the blood loss, if you can like close it off,
Yeah.
versus like a slight wound, which the body can't really tell is that big of a deal, which then lets you pump all of it out, and then it's like an unnoticeable damage to something that lets you bleed out over time, versus like the shock of completely removing a limb, where the body's like
differently.
it reacts differently to
Wow.
it. Yeah,
That's crazy.
it's you know, it's able to detect a horrible, massive missing limb and put on the emergency features, so to speak, versus like a slight cut where it just kind of was like, oh, everything's fine, so just keep it going until there's you pump it all out and you're fucking done. Yeah. There you go.
She didn't so much as utter a sound. Free from her bindings, the princess turns to face you, her fierce gaze meeting your eye.
So now you can put on a cool, like, biking arm and have a dust button.
How is she so composed after losing an arm? It's like she isn't even bothered by it.
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
Approach the locked door.
No, we won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world. No, I just can't let her escape into the world.
Oh, yeah? So even if you play hero, you get this, like, fucked version of it.
As the princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises the blade. Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do that. Watch me.
Oh, yeah? Warn her. Slay, 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 slay.
Stop that.
I thought this was a little too easy.
Your body lunges forward to sink the blade into her back, but the princess swiftly moves out of the way before you can connect. Stop it! Stop resisting me! I am trying to get you out of here alive.
I don't think I'm a rogue class.
There was no sneak there. Princess succeeded a perception check.
Resist.
The blade. Move the blade.
You're doing your best to help me, aren't you? I can see the conflict in your eyes. I'll make this quick.
She steps forward and pries the blade from your rigid hands.
Maybe I'll see you in another life.
And then she slits your throat with an almost clinical ease. Her face remains unchanged as she watches you collapse to the ground, blood flowing from your butchered neck. This is the end, isn't it? I'm afraid it is. Everything goes dark, and you die. I hope it was worth it.
Okay.
I hope this doesn't awaken anything inside of me.
You're on a path
Too late!
in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And it you're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
I mean, look, there's levels to this shit. So, you know, I know people that are like, ooh, yeah, a knife. You can knife play. And it's like, okay, all right.
That's a level.
There's one level there.
Yeah.
And then there's that lady who just went to jail for, like, literally cutting a dude up into pieces on meth and bath salts. So, you know, in the middle of banging.
Oh,
She went full species.
yeah. Okay, that's crazy.
So, whatever's awakening
Damn.
better also have a way to go back to sleep. Because that could go a lot of places.
Wow. All right.
Now, I guess if we just go straight in.
warning before you go any further. She will lie.
Yeah.
Yes, don't believe a word she says. Just go in, take the knife, and do what you're supposed to.
The skeptic.
Wink. Did you just say wink out loud? No, I didn't. Wink. Just ignore this clown and focus on the princess. The interior of the cabin is less a cozy woodland retreat and more like a dungeon. A few pathetic wisps of starlight attempt to illuminate the cold, uninviting stone walls, and thick, wrought iron bars barricade the windows, reminding anyone who enters that this is a prison. The only furniture of note is an iron table, bolted to the floor, a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Mirror still in check. So yeah, I guess if you go straight to the mirror, you just go straight to the Omni Princess. But in this version, she killed us, so she's still alive. So we can either exact our revenge, or we can go down unarmed and see what she has to say, but with it, you have the opportunity to drop it as well.
And will the Omni Princess have changed?
Not yet, because this run hasn't ended yet.
Okay.
So we haven't brought her a vessel.
Okay.
Going to see her without a vessel, I guess, is different.
You take the blade from the table.
Possibly.
It will be difficult to slay the princess and save the world. Good idea. Much better to be armed than to go in with blind hope alone. The door to the basement creaks open, revealing an old stone staircase. A few sputtering torches attempt to vaguely illuminate your path, dancing across glimmering patches of slimy moss on the stone steps. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor.
Yeah, we're going on into a boss room now.
Her voice, harsh but controlled, carries up the stairs.
Is that a visitor I hear? Please, come downstairs. It's been a while since I've had company.
I wonder what visitors she could be referring to. Were we not the first? You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess.
Both arms.
She looks up at you, the heavy collar around her neck clanking loudly as she moves. The chains binding both her wrists to the
won't be
far
that simple
wall,
this time
joining the
around,
metallic
right?
chorus as she adjusts her hands in her lap.
Yeah. Even if you cut both arms off, then what?
They learned.
Should we be worried about the one around her neck? Why would you be worried about her restraints? If anything, they'll make your job easier. Have you noticed the empty chain on the wall? Odd that in a place where everything seems to serve a distinct purpose, there would be something so obviously useless.
What an interesting development. Why don't you have a seat? The two of us should chat before you bury that thing in my heart.
I'm not sure I need to do much of anything. Do you see how locked up she is? I'm just going to leave her here. Leave the princess in the basement.
Let's sit.
You step towards the princess, but she stops you before you get too close, holding up one shackled hand.
There's fine. I'd prefer we keep some distance until we've sorted this out.
That's reasonable. We do have a weapon. Might as well put her at ease.
Sit closer.
Oh.
Do you think this is a game? Do you think these chains take away my say in things?
Do you think it's a fucking game?
As you move towards the princess, she stands, her chains clinking as she wraps them around her fists.
Ooh! What's up?
She about to swing?
Oh, here we go! Yo! Improvised weapon?
In an instant, they're around your neck, both of you dropping to the ground as she pulls them taut, bracing her body against yours as you struggle uselessly.
That's what
The
you
metal
get.
chains constrict around your windpipe as the princess heaves with a muscled intensity.
Damn.
For
Drop the knife or you die.
why you gotta?
What is she doing? We weren't trying to attack her.
Why you gotta go in the bubble? Told you to stay away.
You entered footsie range.
Yo. Command grab.
I can see where she might have gotten the wrong idea. She doesn't have much agency here. Would we have trusted her if the roles were reversed? I don't know. How about we think about the nuances of interpersonal relationships when we're not being strangled?
Okay, it's just a Karakusa. It's just.
Oh yeah, it's just character.
Okay.
The setup.
Yeah, it's just a setup. Yeah, the follow-up is not guaranteed.
How many times did I warn you she's not to be trusted? But while strangulation can be very distracting, she's not armed, and you have your pristine blade. End her before she ends you.
Just wait for Makoto to put me back down. Drop it.
As your weapon falls pathetically to the floor, the princess releases you from her stranglehold, shoving you away with a swift kick.
Fight, princess.
Your hands test the bruised flesh of your neck as you regain your senses, watching with a dazed expression as the princess snatches up the blade.
Okay, but she's a grappler, so she can't zone, right? I say as I eat the cereal, she will never be able to zone.
That wasn't so hard, was it?
She pulls up her hair, smiling slightly, as she raises the blade to her throat.
You can stay right where you are for this next part.
What is she doing? She doesn't say another word as she cuts into her own neck. No!
Ugh.
Her eyes stare forward, unblinking, her smile unwavering as she soars through skin, veins, cartilage. At last she reaches bone, the blade grinding audibly against her vertebra as it continues to slice its way through her neck. I'll be damned. She's actually doing your job for you.
Yeah, he's happy.
Huh. So that's her play. Killing herself? She isn't dead yet. Finally, you hear a snap. Her eye twitches. There's an uneasy silence. She remains motionless for a long moment, her twitching eye the only movement in the room, until at last it stops in an unsettling half-wink. Her head twists slowly to the side, flopping to her shoulder, and her neck opens. The remaining tissue is not enough to hold the weight of her severed head. It stretches and tears until finally it falls to the floor, completely free. It bounces a few times before rolling to a stop at your feet. Oh no, oh no, oh no, what did we do? Can we put it back? Please tell me we can put it back.
Bad end.
The princess's eyes stare up at you. Dead. Congratulations! You saved the world. Are you sure she's not winking at us? Obviously not. She is thoroughly deceased.
This is the part where you do like the thing and start gooping and crawling and...
I hate this.
Making it...
Can we just get out of here now, please?
A little less gruesome by making it more gruesome.
Of course, the princess is slain and the world is saved. Whenever you're ready, you can proceed to your reward. We should take her with us, don't you think? What? No, you shouldn't do that. Why would you do that? I can think of lots of reasons. A trophy, proof of our victory, hell.
Jesus Christ.
Even give her a proper burial. She did save the world, right?
Just Al Snow the situation then?
What does everybody want?
Or better yet, fucking you. the child corpse.
You don't need proof, you don't need a trophy, and she doesn't deserve a burial. Just leave. Even after all that, you're still not satisfied, are you? Something is still motivating you to keep things the way you want them. I'm just eager to put this all behind us and give you your reward. Stop reading into things, the danger has passed. You can relax.
Yeah, but it's true. This could be like God of War or Lollipop Chainsaw. Or now we got like a buddy?
I'm just keeping myself sharp. I'm not so eager to put my guard down. I am. I'm on team, let's put this all behind us, so can we leave already?
Take the princess with you.
Or leave the basement to claim your reward.
Ugh, fine. You pick up the princess's severed head, its neck stump still oozing bodily fluids. Then make your way back upstairs to the first floor of the cabin. Did you see that? I could have sworn she moved. She didn't. She's dead. But what if she's not?
The outside still exists.
Are you listening to yourself? Do I need to explain to you why decapitation is lethal? The door to your bountiful reward is right in front of you. All you have to do is open it. You open the cabin door, ready to return to a world saved from certain doom. Only, a world saved from certain doom isn't what you find. Instead, what you find is... Wait, no, that's not right.
Well played.
This is the end of the world, isn't it? I always thought I'd at least have time to explain myself before I had to watch it happen.
Ah, baited.
Over? Is he gone? But we're still here. Maybe it wasn't the end of the world after all. Maybe it was just the end of his.
Thanks for carrying me up here. I had to take it on faith that you would know what to do. I'm glad I was right to trust you. So, this is the outside. Maybe it's just my lack of body, but it's colder than I expected.
Ah, you've never been outside then, to begin with. Yep. There you go.
Return to the blob.
Na 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 na.
But you do not get the chance to respond, nor will you ever. It's time to leave. Memory returns.
So, no head.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And is that a... What? Why is it here? Why now?
Of course you're scared. This is the end for you, but it's not the end for me.
It's gonna be okay. Just trust me. We've been here before, and you always get scared.
But it feels so bad. Like looking into it right now is going to be the end of everything. You're right. Part of me wants the truth, but something stronger is holding me back.
Nah. The voices can tell. Well, let's lie to them this time. See you on the other side.
Okay. If you say so. We'll trust you. Feels too good to be true.
Approach the mirror. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone once again. The mirror always makes them leave, but you need to see what's in it. You've grown. Oh no, you've withered! Ugh. Find yourself in the long quiet once again.
Weak.
You are at the cabin.
I didn't do it after all. She did.
I am a growing chorus of contradiction, a mass of tides ebbing and flowing all at once in more directions than my attention can bear to hold. To look at any one is to shift them all into something new, and to look away is to reshape them yet again. All of me is changing, and yet the rest of me is still the same.
You can't be a contradiction. Contradictions don't exist.
How can you stand to be a contradiction?
It doesn't matter how many times I go back, at least one of us always hurts the other. Doesn't that change you? Doesn't that make you worse?
And yet my waters flow and my streets bustle. There are no words that can describe me into non-existence. There is no logic that can bind my multitudes. I am everything that you have known me to be, but I am also none of it. As easily as you can stand to be you, you are like me, even if you have chosen not to look at the corners of you that do not fit, even if you have chosen to ignore the brilliant contours of your soul.
Doesn't matter how many times I go back, at least one of us always hurts the other. Doesn't that change you? Doesn't that make you worse?
It changes me, but it doesn't make me worse, nor does it make me care for you any less. Does it make you worse? Do you resent me?
Yeah, it is a very Buddhist way of looking at things, and in the end, if you are ending up with this final state is not necessarily good or evil, it's just everything, but it's an everything that's somewhat benevolent in its delivery. If anything, it makes me like you more. I don't know what that says about me.
No, not really. It all seems so distant as soon as I'm near you.
I have no opinion one way or the other.
I just want it all to stop.
Yes, you're torturing me. I hate it. I think I hate you.
Or you can remain silent.
It says that your heart is gentle, that even in the darkness you are guided by compassion.
What do you think of this vessel?
This one is cold and cynical. She has protected herself when others could not. She will make for a clever heart. Do not mourn her. She doesn't need to be protected any longer.
Do you know what happens to the worlds we leave behind?
My perspectives are shadowed. You have seen what I have seen, just as I have seen what you have seen. The angles of my vantage do not offer me hidden truths, and my attention is turned inward, except when you are here with me. Perhaps this will change when our work is done.
Do you still not care what I bring you next?
I care about your gifts, but I have no preferences to burden you with. Even if I did, I would never dare to tarnish our relationship by assuming myself above you.
A bit different than before.
How many more? Are we at a fjord?
We will know when we near our destination.
Okay.
Still incomplete.
I don't like that first one, so I didn't do it. But I am curious what she would say. You know, at the end of this, once you're finished, I'm going to kill you, right?
If that remains your choice when all is said and done, then you may try. But know that I do not wish you harm, even if you attempt to destroy me.
Okay. So it is at that, like, yeah. Everything is everything. Everything is nothing. It doesn't even matter. Right. No ill will. And then there's these two. Destroy your body.
You raise your will to end your life, but as it buries into the space your body should be, you feel nothing at all. One of the many hands in front of you reaches forward and gently touches the side of your face.
There's nowhere for you to be but here.
Have you figured out what you'll want when we've finished?
The desires of my multitude thrive in endless competition with themselves, but none of them rise above their dance to influence me. I yearn for what I have always yearned for, our awakening. Other desires shrink in the light of knowing you and knowing me.
The answer to everything is, I don't know, but happy to see you. Right? That's pretty much it.
Yeah, in like different art styles in a way. Impressionism, Cubism.
Oh, sure. I mean, if you want to come at it from that angle. And yes, you have no preference, right?
The tides do not dictate where they are pulled. A river does not dictate its outlets.
Especially since every route's different.
My gift to you is to let you choose your path, and my task is to treasure the gifts you bring me.
And what if we go a little premature on this route?
Your will cuts across the entity in front of you, but nothing happens.
My roots burrow in an ocean beyond your sight. We cannot harm each other as we are now.
Then you get nothing.
I will be here when it is time for us to meet again.
Everything goes dark.
And you die.
I'm always jump scared by that.
It is pretty sudden. Okay.
You're on a path in the woods.